Welcome back. I'm Jacqueline. If you've never been here, thanks for stopping by. We're really glad to have you. Otherwise, welcome back. I am probably looking a little worse for wear right now. My skin is freaking out. My under eyes are really puffy. I've actually got a mask out. We're gonna start there, so allow me to just introduce this video while multitasking. I'm gonna apply my little Skin Iceland Hydro Cool eye gels that I like so much. I'm still kind of dealing with the aftermath of traveling, so my skin is now very happy that I have my normal skincare back. I stupidly forgot any form of glycolic acid when I left for illegal travel. My skin is now recovering, but I've been breaking out like mad. My texture has been all over the place and my skin has just been very, very angry, so excuse my appearance. Even my chest is kind of spotty right now. I've been traveling. I got home last night, and isn't the best part about getting home just sleeping in your own bed? Oh, I missed my bed. But I'm still kind of puffy from the plane, so this should help a little bit. By the way, today what we're doing, now that I look like an absolute freak, is we're going to do an eye look that was requested by one of you. So shout out to, I believe it was Mandy who requested this. It was from the liquid lipstick, the L'Oreal liquid lipstick video. The eye look I was wearing in that video was what she was curious about, and so I'm happy to oblige. Thank you for that request, Mandy. I'm going to be recreating the eye look that I was wearing in that video, which had the kind of blue-brown shifting DuoChrome pigment on my lid and just kind of more neutral colors through the crease. We're going to be recreating that today. I think just for the sake of time, I'm going to do one eye off camera and then come back on and recreate it with you on the other side. So I'm going to do that really quickly just so that I'm not taking forever for you guys, because we need to get in the habit of doing quicker tutorials, and I'm trying to figure out different ways to do that. If you guys have any specific requests or things that you would like me to leave out or keep into tutorials to make them more cohesive to you, please leave that down below. I would love to hear about that. Let's try it this way this time. I'm going to do one eye without you, and then we'll come back and do the other eye together. All right, so one eye done. I hope this looks, let me just blend a little edge I see now. I hope this looks similar enough to that video. I think if anything, I spent just a little bit more time paying attention today, so this is probably the look I was ultimately going for. I know I used the same colors, so and the same placement, obviously doing the same look on any given day. It's a little different, but I hope this satisfies that need for this tutorial. Let me know if you feel differently down below. I'd love to know. So let's go ahead and do the steps I did on this eye. On this eye, I'm going to show you everything. I go in with this Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow base. I have been using this pretty much non-stop since that video I filmed using it, because I just think it's wonderful. I think it's really an effective base. My eyeshadow wears just as well as it does with my high-end primers, and I get the cancellation of these veins and stuff with the color that this is, so I'm really pleased with it. I think it's a good find. And I actually brought this with me traveling. This was the only eyeshadow base I brought with me on my trip, so just goes to show you how much I truly do like it. I'll tell you guys if I don't like stuff. You guys will be fully aware of things that I don't keep or things that don't make the cut, but this is really nice. And I think it's $5 or like $5.49 at Ulta. Very, very economical. Going in with my Wet n Wild Fluffy Crease Brush, I'm going to take Wet n Wild Creme Brulee or Brulee Single Shadow and set that, at least the crease portion and above. And the reason why I'm not setting my eyelid is so that this pigment has a stickier base to adhere to, and it will help it remain more true to color. So I'm going to show you the options that I own for this shade. This particular shade is depotted from an old Manny MUA collaboration with Makeup Geek. This is their pigment in Utopia. The only difference between this one and the one that they sell currently is that I believe the current pigment that they sell is loose and mine is pressed in a pan. They may have since come out with the pressed version more permanently, but to my knowledge, that was limited edition. That is what I'm wearing on this eye. Your other option for that same kind of color can be found in, well, I mean, MAC makes a blue-brown pigment. I believe they were the first to kind of come out with this color, though they may have just trademarked the name the most obvious way, and that's why I'm thinking that. But your other option is here in the Comfort Zone palette by Wet n Wild. So I'm going to swatch these two colors so that you can compare them. This is the Wet n Wild one. I got the other one down in front of me. So they are very, very similar. The one that you pay for individually has a little bit more of a pearlescent sheen, and it's a little bit more opaque. So here's the Wet n Wild one, and here's the Makeup Geek one. So the Makeup Geek one just doesn't need to be built up the same way, but the Wet n Wild one does. So that's the difference here. I'm going to use the Makeup Geek one since I already did that. Well, I guess we could do the other one on this eye and see how we do. Let's try the Wet n Wild one on this eye since I already did the Makeup Geek one on that side. See how similar they are when they're actually on the face. So I'm just taking that on my pointer finger because I have the most control with that finger. And I'm just going to place that all over my lid. I'm not swiping so much as I'm patting. Ooh, almost dipped into the wrong shape. It could have been bad. I feel like this one has a little bit less of that blue-green shift than the Makeup Geek one does, which is kind of how it translated on my hand too. We'll touch that up in a bit after we do our crease colors and stuff. Just for good measure, I have no additional product on this brush, but I'm going to go in and just smooth the edge of where that pigment was applied. And now I'm going to dip into Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, which is in my little fallback palette. It's this medium guy here. And I just tap off a little bit of the excess powder, and this is going to be our transition. So this one you can take up a little bit higher. That's why I'm using this very loose, fluffy brush for this. I like to take this kind of into my inner socket. It's just flattering on my face, on my eye shape. So do whatever you see fit here. You don't have to bring this color as far in or focus it as far in as I do. I just like to create the depth in here, and then I'll correct whatever depth I don't want. I'll just clean it up with my concealer later. That's a good base for us. I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller brush now, which is my Crown C441 Pro Blending Crease, and I'm going to dip into Frappe by Makeup Geek, which I don't normally use on this channel. Normally the one in my fallback palette is Latte. You can see the difference here. This is far warmer, whereas Latte here is very neutral. This is a lot more red-orange in it. Not sure if it's picking up on camera the same way it looks in person, but I'm going to dip into that. It really gets disrupted by this brush because it's natural hairs, so that's why there's so much pigment sitting there. I'm gonna go in and place this lower than that transition shade. So I want this right on the border of where these colors are meeting, so that it looks like they just fade seamlessly together. And I am bringing this into the outer corner as well. Again, no additional product, just gonna go in and blend those edges again. Eyes are watering, so I'm gonna close them for a second. I'm going to pick up my E25 by Sigma. This is just a little bit more tapered. This is also a synthetic bristle, so this is going to pick up a little bit more concentrated color, well, deposit more concentrated color, rather, I should say. And I'm going to mix Frappe, this warm brown that we just used, and Americano, which is from, again, this palette, this kind of purpley brown here. I'm going to mostly coat my brush with Frappe and then dip in a little bit to Americano and tap off the excess. With this, I'm gonna stick on the outer corner and just create further depth. I'm gonna slowly build Americano in to match the depth on this side. Just taking little bits at a time so that I can blend with this same brush, as opposed to other videos where I've shown you packing it on with this brush and then blending it with a bigger one. I want to do both with this same tool, so that's why I'm building slowly. That looks about right to me. So now what I'm gonna do is go in and touch up the DuoChrome shade on our lid, and I think I'm going to use the Makeup Geek one for this just so that they match a little bit better. I'm not gonna get any more glitter from the Wet n Wild side, so just to kind of even us out, taking some of the Utopia pigment, it's so gorgeous, and I'm gonna layer that over where we already did. That didn't go up higher than it needs to, I'm going to grab that same crown brush we used for frappe in our crease, and I'm going to do the same thing on this outer edge. Just ensure there's no blue flecks on this darkest part of our eye where we don't want it. Remove these now. Feel far less puffy now. Promote circulation. I'm gonna because I've heard rumors that this is good. So add a little bit of liner, which you guys have seen me do eyeliner several times now. I'm not going to do a wing or anything special, so I'm just going to do that off camera real quick. I will come back and check in with you guys once I have the rest of my face on and you guys can see the overall look. Alright, so we're back. I just want to fill you in on what's going on the rest of my eyes. So I have underneath my eyes on my lower lash line, I have frappe right up against my lower lashes. I used a Real Techniques shading brush for that, just like normal. And I just wanted to blend out the outer edge of that with a little bit of Peach Smoothie, which just kind of helps it blend into my skin so there's no harsh line where it stops. Other than that, I have the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. I have layered both Sapphire and Emerald, both the blue and green duochromes in this. I have layered on my inner corner. I just thought that would play off the other duochrome nicely. And I curled my lashes with my Shuamura S-Curler as usual and put on a little bit of CoverGirl Supersizer mascara in the shade Berry Black. That's all you missed. And on my lips, in case you were wondering, I'm wearing a mixture of Cowboy, which is on like the outer portions of my lips in the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick formula, mixed with the same formula in the shade Nudist, which is a nude for me. That's this shade here in the center. I just wanted to be a little dimensional, so I used two colors. This is a beautiful nude shade. I have not yet worn it on its own. This was the first time I cracked it open. I brought it with me when I was traveling, and my lips were too dry for a liquid lipstick. So I didn't end up using it before today, but I like it. As far as I can tell right now, the formula is the same as the other colors that I tried previously, and I noticed and mentioned in that video where we demoed these liquid lipsticks for the first time, I originally had on Milk and Cookies, which is a taupey gray shade, and then I later put on this one because I picked up another shade, and this plays so well with this eye combination that I just had to wear it again because this Cowboy color blends so nicely with that frappe shade that we put in the crease. I can't get over how well they complement each other. I feel like if I didn't have this lip color on, this eye look would not be nearly as flattering on my face. And on my viewfinder right now, it looks like this is kind of washing me out a little bit. It truly is not. But what I would like to show you guys, just for a little bit of a demonstration, I'm going to apply a little bit more blush on camera just so that you guys get a visual of what that achieves on the face, because that was a really impactful lesson for me. in my makeup journey because I'm someone who hated blush. I have so much natural rosiness to my face that it was something that I avoided like the plague. I'm gonna go kind of monochromatic here and apply this blush that is called Cheek Pollen. This is a limited edition blush. I think I used this in my first ever tutorial here on YouTube. I might be confusing it with like my second tutorial, but I'm pretty sure it was my first tutorial. This is limited edition, so I apologize for showing you something that you can't get your hands on, but this shade is perfect for this look. I've already got on a little bit of MAC Melba. It just doesn't have enough color to play with these and feel like it's equal, so that's why we're going to add a little bit more. This is a Wet n Wild blush brush, and I'm just going to lightly graze this over. I don't want a lot of blush, I just need that color to be there. So you can see even now, just having a little bit more depth of color on my face right there is helping this look a little more balanced. I already have everything else on. I already applied all my face makeup, and I even used a little bit of setting spray today. I used the L'Oreal Infallible. I'm just about done with mine, so I'm trying to finish that up. And I feel like that just pulls everything together. I just needed a little bit more blush on my face to look balanced, and I hope that's an effective demonstration for you guys, because I hope it's as effective on camera as it is in person, because that was a big thing for me, that it really does bring balance and proportion to the face. So I hope that helps if you're someone who's afraid of blush. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this eye look down below, and if you prefer the style of video where I do one eye without you and then we recreate it on the second side. Let me know your opinions. I would love that. I would welcome that. Please, please always let me know what you guys think. If there's a way that I can improve something, you guys are welcome to tell me. I'm not set in my ways. But yeah, if you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know down below. Give it a big thumbs up. And if you know someone who would enjoy this tutorial, share this with them. Make sure that they don't miss out either. I would love to have you guys back here, so click that subscribe button if it sounds good, having 2 beauty videos a week from me. Till next time, keep dreaming.